Thank you very much for staying on the program. Woyome is lying. That's not me saying it. That's the word from Attorney General Marietta Bureau as she dismisses claims by businessman Alfred Woyome that a law firm she worked for benefited from the judgment debt payment made out to him. A high court in Accra has acquitted and discharged the businessman of charges he fraudulently obtained 51.2 million cedis judgment debt payments. The statement has also indicated it will appeal, or the state rather, has indicated it will appeal this ruling. Now, Alfred Woyome, in a petition to the president, says the Attorney General cannot lead the prosecution because her firm was paid more than 1.4 million Ghana cedis. Now, Mr. Woyome is also demanding the resignation of the AG. Take a look at this video clip.
Let's look at the appeal itself. You've served a notice of appeal. There are questions about how successful you're likely to be. You had all the time to prosecute the case and you didn't come out successful. Why do you think this time around you will succeed?
Decisions are overturned on appeal all the time. There was one judge sitting as a high court judge who gave this judgment, which we disagree with. Now there's opportunity for 3 law lords in the Court of Appeal to look at the case again. And they will decide whether the judgment was right, whether the judge erred, whether we did not prosecute a good case, we did not prove beyond reasonable doubt the elements of the crime. So a fresh panel of 3 law lords will look at the entire case again.
So from what I gather, you're basing your confidence with this appeal that because there are 3 lords who are going to be sitting over the case, it's likely that you would be successful this time. Is that all you're basing your confidence on, or there's something else?
I think the prosecution did a good case. The gentleman and the ladies who prosecuted this case are hard-working attorneys. They worked hard. They reviewed the evidence. They wrote a 50-page address. They assessed all the evidence. And I think they did a good job. Let's let the Court of Appeal also look at it again. Now, one thing people don't know is that the state must not secure a conviction at all costs, but justice must be done. And so if we go to the Court of Appeal, the Court of Appeal still thinks that we did not prove the case beyond reasonable doubt in the High Court, well, that will be the decision of the court. But we are confident in our appeal. We hope we will succeed, but then we will let the Court of Appeal, decide them.
Is there fresh evidence you intend to tender?
You see, what people don't know is that when you go to the Court of Appeal, the court is looking at the record that was submitted in the court below. Unless we come up with other evidence which was not available to us at the time and could not have been available to us at the time.
Do you have any such?
We do not lead any fresh evidence. Currently, I'm not aware of any such thing, but we are still processing the appeal. We filed the notice of appeal. They are processing the record. We'll see how it goes.
There's also the issue about the monies that the Supreme Court says should be refunded to the state. How far has the AG gone in doing that?
Well, it's been a whole process, and I mean, I don't want to go through the details, but it started with a writ in the High Court, then matters went to the Supreme Court again, and entry of judgment filed. But currently, we have an application for enforcement of the judgment before the Supreme Court, a physical application which is before the Supreme Court for directions on actually enforcing the Supreme Court decision.
And how soon can Ghanaians expect that those monies will become available?
Well, the Supreme Court works in its own time. We are applying. I know my Solicitor General and the team are working to make sure that the case comes to the Supreme Court, or that application is heard by the Supreme Court as soon as possible. But you remember that in that particular case, there are 2 parties who were ordered to recover money, Waterville and Woyome, in one case. And so we are not just dealing with Woyome, we are also dealing with Waterville. And so sometimes the steps are a little, it takes a little longer, especially where, for example, Waterville has initiated arbitration proceedings before the ICC, but that will not stop us from proceeding against Woyome, for example, to recover the money.
Does he have enough assets for the state to recover those money?
I can't tell you that for now, of course. That will be telling you more about our next steps after the court gives us our decision, but well, not our decision, but our directions on enforcement. And so I can't tell you much about that for now. If he doesn't have enough assets at some point in time, I'm sure you come and ask me the same question. I'll tell you that, well, these are the problems we've encountered. What people don't know is that you can't throw people into prison for not paying a debt. If the person doesn't have assets, then you are stuck. But in this case, we will do everything we can to make sure that we uncover some assets and take the necessary steps to use it to defray the sum that the Supreme Court says we should recover.